Hey guys, I just want to tell you why you shouldn't believe the polls when Donald Trump, once again in 2016, this was the same thing. Many people will not state that they support Trump or a conservative ethos because the left is so high and mighty that they try to shut you down at any given opportunity and demonize you when you are merely expressing ideas. To illustrate this point, I was at a get-together this evening and there were a few beers consumed by most of the people there, and the topic of politics came up. People asked me for the opinion that I had, and they were talking about leftist talking points in general, and I stated, my views here might be unpopular, so I'll keep them to myself. This persisted. Finally, I spoke up. I stated that I wouldn't vote for racial identity politics, and therefore I am tired of the left trying to tell me that we are bad people for stating that two parents have significantly better outcomes than single parents, and being told that we're racist, for example. I will not vote for somebody like Elizabeth Warren who exacerbates the racial divide in our country by telling us that race matters.
Race matters, and we need to say so.
Then it got to the point where we continued to talk, and I said that I had the temerity to state, after people had said, a Canadian, for example, stated that he had incorporated in order to avoid taxes, and then he brought up the fact that businesses, S&P 500, apparently 91 of them, according to what he cited, 91 of the S&P 500 don't pay zero in U.S. tax dollars last year. I find this questionable, but I don't have the stats in front. I didn't have the stats in front of me, so I'm not going to state that. And I said, well, of course, a business is an organism, essentially, and it's embedded in the DNA of the organism to pay as little tax as possible. And if you don't, the CEO and the accountants are going to be replaced by the shareholders, by people that will. I had the temerity to state this because the woman sitting next to me just blurted out, "Oh my God, I hate everything that you believe." And when somebody states this, it just shuts down the conversation because you're not really debating the idea, you're attacking the person. And in this case, my ego rose up a little bit. I didn't lash out. I just said, look, I'm not even stating a belief. What I'm stating is a basic fact. It's like a fact of nature, a fact of physics. This is the function of a business. And this is what they are there to do. They are there to create profits. And there are certain people that run their businesses differently, and that's up to them to do that. And fine, I applaud that if you want to run this in a more humanitarian way and give people a greater share of the profits that you might necessarily need to according to the market. Of course, that has a payoff in a different respect because you have loyal employees, et cetera, et cetera. But nevertheless, the fact that she had the audacity just to shut me down in that manner, it just shows you that if you hold certain beliefs that I believe aren't even beliefs, but as I said, a fact, that businesses try to avoid taxes. It's a fact. And you get shut down for saying such things. Many people are holding their political beliefs close to the chest and not expressing them. Because why go through that? You see, I'm not really cancelable. But many of the people that have jobs, that have friends, that care about their public perception, go about this and they just say, hey, it's not worth it. I'm just going to agree with them, and then I'm going to vote according to my principles and my edict. And in fact, many of them are hardened by this because this is not a discussion of beliefs where I can convince you to my side and you can convince me to yours and the best argument will win out. This is just a total shutdown, and it just completely divides us as human beings. And I know this is a frequent occurrence, and I know that to some degree it might happen on the right, but it happens so much more on the left nowadays. And I don't know. I'm tired of it. I am tired of not being able to discuss and debate ideas on the merits of the ideas, but that my intrinsic worth is based, according to the leftists, on what I state and what I believe in. If I don't adhere to the party line, then I'm a schmuck. Then I am somebody to be hated because of my beliefs. So don't trust the polls is what I'm telling you. There's a big differentiation between what people will admit publicly and what they actually feel and will act on inside. Peace and blessings, everybody.